Hey Canucks fans, welcome to Clay's Canucks Commentary. It is already February the 1st, and tonight I will be going to the game, taking my godson Daniel, as we will watch the Vancouver Canucks take on the once rival Chicago Blackhawks, and I'll get to that in a couple minutes. The Canucks are once again healthy, with Eric Branson returning to the lineup, and that means they have all healthy bodies, save for Derek Dorsett, and it'll be interesting to see, it'll be great to see how they do with a fully healthy lineup. They did not need a fully healthy lineup the last time they played Chicago at home. They throttled them 5-2, and that was at the end of December. That was with of course, Horvat and Baertschi, among others, out. And that was a game where the Boeser, Vanek, Gagne line exploded for 12 points. Thomas Vanek had 5, Brock Boeser had 4, and Sam Gagne had 3. Been interesting since Horvat, Baertschi, since guys have come back. They've actually been split up. In fact, last couple games, they've been playing on 3 separate lines, with Boeser playing with the Twins, with Vanek playing with Horvat and Baertschi, and most recently Gagne centered the 4th line with Virtanen and Brendan Gaunce. So we'll see what happens tonight. I'm not sure if Travis Green will reunite them, remembering their great performance of 5 weeks ago, but we shall see. I'm excited to go to tonight's game. I'm always excited to go to the game, but it's kind of interesting how the rivalry with Chicago has died down, and it makes perfect sense. You know, both teams are shells of what they used to be. The Blackhawks aren't even in the playoff picture right now. So there's that. That was 6 years ago, you know, and they're not even geographic nor divisional rivals. So I get the fact that the rivalry has certainly died down since those 3 epic playoff series of 2009, 2010, and 2011. So if we agree that Chicago is not a rival anymore, they still have some name draw, obviously, in Patrick Kane, in Jonathan Toews, in Duncan Keith, and Brent Seabrook, so on and so forth. And they got young guys like Alex DeBrincat who are coming up. So they're still a decent team, but obviously struggling in a very difficult Central Division. So if Chicago's not the rival, you can't really say Boston's the rival. Sure, we hate Brad Marchand, and we could, not thrilled with Zdeno Chara, but overall, that was one playoff series. 2011, obviously, Stanley Cup Final. Then we had the famous Game 8 in January 2012. Canucks in Boston, Cody Hodgson, bar down. But aside from that, they play each other twice a year. Not really a rivalry there anymore either. So who are the Canucks' biggest rivals? I think when you take into account playoffs, very little for the Canucks recently, but playoffs, division, geography, and just where teams are at, I think you'd be hard-pressed to find rivals, anyone more than Calgary and Edmonton. It's not Montreal and Toronto. Yes, there are other Canadian teams, but we just know that they come in, they bring out a whackload of fans. The arena is pretty exciting, but you can't really say that they are rivals because there's no recent playoff history. There's no bad blood, really. Then you look at some of the Pacific Division teams. Yes, we lost to LA in the 2012 playoffs. Yes, we lost to San Jose in the 2013 playoffs. You got Anaheim with some ex-Canucks like Kessler and Bieksa, of course. But not really rivals. Yeah, the California teams are tough to play against, but are they really rivals or enemies? Not really. So then you look at Calgary and Edmonton. Like I said, when you come into playoffs, we've never played Edmonton in playoffs recently. We lost to Calgary in the first round in 2015. That was a surprising first year of Willie Desjardins' of tenure. So there's maybe a bit of rivalry there stemming from that playoff run. And I think it's more the geography, the fact that we play them 5 or 6 times a year, and the fact that they're in our division, and the fact that they have young guys. Calgary, obviously, the Goudreaus, the Monahans, the Bennetts, and their strong defensive core. With Edmonton, obviously, it's Connor McDavid, it's Leon Draisaitl, and it's guys like Zach Kassian and Patrick Maroon who make them sometimes a difficult team to play against. So really, I think if you had to rank them, I'd say Calgary slightly ahead of Edmonton, only because we had that playoff series with Calgary, and they have goofballs like Michael Ferland and stuff like that. So, and Keith Tkachuk. So you have Calgary and Edmonton, I'd say, as our top 2 rivals, and then I'd really be hard pressed to pick a third team behind that. Maybe you go with Chicago just because of history. Certainly Chicago ahead of Boston. So maybe that's it. Maybe it's Calgary, Edmonton, and then Chicago. We'd love to hear what you think. Who are the Canucks rivals in your eyes? Do they have any rivals anymore? Or maybe put better, which team do you delight in seeing the Canucks beat? Well, if that's the case, then for me it still is Boston. But maybe I just have a hard time getting over things. Leave a comment below. I love to read and react. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, I invite you to do so. Have a great day. Hope the Canucks have a great game tonight. Like I said, I'll be at the game. Come say hi if you're around. I'm in section 319. And I hope you guys have a great day and the Canucks have a great game. God bless, and go Canucks go.